In this particular video, I'm going to be discussing with you how to know a good land to invest in Abuja. And I'm sure you definitely want to know about that. Literally, we have this kind of conversations with clients almost every other day. And I just thought to do a free video about this and put this online so that all of you are aware. So that whenever you want to buy a land or invest in real estate in Abuja, you know what to do. And in fact, you also know how to get the best land here in Abuja. My name is Raymond Ijoma, and I am the lawyer that loves real estate. Or if you like, the real estate entrepreneur that uses law as a tool in the best interest of my clients. This video is brought to you by Fortreal Rei Ltd, a real estate company right here in the city of Abuja. And we don't just share amazing and strategic investment opportunities with you. We also educate you so that you know how to safely and rightly invest in those opportunities in order to build worth. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, drop a comment for us, and stay in touch because as you can clearly see, we bring you the absolute best of real estate here in Abuja. So the very first thing I would gladly recommend that you look out for whenever you want to invest in real estate in terms of determining whether it's a good land to invest into or not is the title on the land. Abuja is quite unique. I've said it over and over. I'm going to keep saying it. Real estate in Abuja is very unique. You should never assume that you are a multi-investor or you invest a lot in the real estate sector in Lagos, or you know a lot about real estate in Lagos, and you're going to assume that everything is the same when you want to invest in Abuja. That is totally not correct. Any other location in Nigeria is Abuja is different from every other location in Nigeria, and real estate in Abuja, you have to understand it. So what I'm trying to say here is that the first thing that you definitely have to consider is the title on the land. So basically, because this is the Federal Capital Territory, Land Use Act of 1978 has primary application in this particular location, and what that translates into is the fact that the act provides for certain statutory titles, and that includes right of occupancy as well as the certificate of occupancy. And I'm not going to have time to go into all of the details. I have another video where I have talked about the title types of title documents in Abuja. You can check out that particular video. But just to add that it is best for you to have a good land, or if you desire to invest in a good land in Abuja, you definitely should pay attention to FCDA approved land and FCDA land or FCDA directly allocated land. Those are the lands you should buy into. In terms of clarifying this, you must ensure that the land in question, or in terms of giving you a definition of what it means by FCDA approved land, because from what I've discovered right now, a lot of persons are putting FCDA approved on their flyers, right? So when you, or how you're going to have to determine whether it is indeed FCDA approved is that it has all of the requisite papers that are approved, that are supposed to be issued by the Federal Capital Development Authority. We can go into further conversations on that if you reach out through the number showing somewhere on your screen. This is quite a sensitive conversation, and I just have to be able to just give you facts and then leave the rest for more specific conversation. So the second thing you must look out for if you want to buy a good land or if you want to know a good land in Abuja is the price. A number of things determine the price, and of course your desire is to get the best price. But a lot of persons based on their desire to get a good price end up getting a faulty product, or in other words, a land that is not genuine. For some persons, based on the first point I made earlier, there is, in quote, in my opinion, or based on my own context, there is inferior and superior CFO in Abuja. I like to put it that way just so that I'll be able to explain the point I'm trying to make, right? So you end up getting an inferior CFO in Abuja, and assuming or with the hope that you got the best deal. No, you didn't get the best, or you didn't get a good deal. Rather, you got a cheap one that doesn't have the value that you are being told that it has. So all things being equal, the number of things determine the price. But I think safely it's best to say that a professional guidance will be needed if you want to be able to determine whether the price or a particular price that you have is the best or not. But generally, the price will always help you determine whether this is a good land to invest into or not. But understand that always price equals value, value equals price. And then the third thing you have to look out for if you want to get a good land, or if you desire to get a good land in Abuja, is the potential of that location. I like to say, based on my experience in the field, that to determine whether a location has potential, you have to look at the history as well as assume or look into the future. In other words, you have to be able to understand the location, understand the move of development in Abuja. For example, I did a video where I mentioned one strategic location in Abuja that is going to be a major location to invest into, and I gave all of my analysis based on history and based on my future analysis or potential of that particular location, right? So you have to be able to understand the environment. You have to be able to understand the move of development. You have to be able to understand the phases of development in Abuja, because there are 5 phases of development in Abuja. And when you look at those factors in line with what is presently happening, as well as the interest of the government in the particular location, you'll be able to determine whether this is a potential location, a potential good location to invest into or not. And just to add a bit of specific to this particular conversation or this particular point, you also have to look at how accessible this particular location is. Sometimes accessible doesn't mean that there's a third road. Being accessible can simply mean in terms of the potential or in terms of the master plan or in terms of the layout of that particular region. But the whole idea is that you have to be able to understand whether this place is accessible or not. The second point you have to look at is under this particular point is that you have to always learn to buy in at the lowest entry point of a particular product. The lowest entry point of a particular product can be 5 million, while in another location, the lowest entry point can be 1 million. It is best that you buy into at the lowest entry point, because buying at the lowest entry point will help you make good returns on investment, which of course will tell you that that land is a good land to buy into. So basically, this is summarized conversation of how to know a good land in Abuja. My advice or my opinion would be that you know the Abuja real estate sector for yourself, or you deal with somebody who you trust and also knows the sector and professionally so. So, ladies and gentlemen, my name again is Raymond Dijama, and I am the lawyer that loves real estate. If you like the real estate entrepreneur that is law as a tool in the best interest of my client, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel, like this video, drop a comment, and stay in touch with us, because as you already know, as you can clearly see, we bring you the best information as well as the best deals that are available in the real estate sector in Abuja. But waiting for your call, and enjoy the rest of your day.